Look, it gives you much pleasure to be here this morning. You're getting a total payout of in excess of about $450,000 in the bonuses that we paid out. Now, this is quite a far cry from what used to happen in Fiji Ports many years ago. Last year, we received 2 rounds of bonuses. And I've spoken to the chair. Of course, if they get the financial statements right, who knows, you might get another payout before Christmas. The reality is that, as Chope Tawaki highlighted, that there are many people, when we had made this announcement of a public-private partnership, who were very skeptical, who were very cynical, and thought the whole thing was, some sort of devious plan by the Beni Marama government and the Fiji First government to take away the ports away from Fijians and give it to some foreigners. But as you know, that we live in a globalized world. We need to ensure that if Fiji is going to remain vibrant economically, if we are going to attract more business, if you're going to create more jobs and sustain more jobs, then we need to be creative. We need to be able to partner with people who actually can give us that extra leap into those specific sectors. Ports, of course, as we've said for a number of years, is one key strategic area of our infrastructure, one key strategic area of our economy that we needed to leapfrog, need to make a few advancements very, very quickly. And that, of course, has been highlighted as introduction of new technology, introduction of new ways of looking at things, introduction of new human resource management, and, of course, bringing in the right machinery. That will pre-position or position Fiji in such an advanced manner to the other Pacific Island countries that the shipping companies will want to come to Fiji. As you know, that your port efficiency, I think in the first 6 months, it increased by 33%. Now that meant, previously, some of you may not know this, when shipping companies used to come to Fiji, they should have a levy because they found this port to be inefficient. So they should charge a levy on the people who used to bring containers into Fiji to say, because we will lose money because these people are so inefficient, we have to charge a levy. That levy went away within the first 6 months. Now today, of course, they're seeing us as a premier destination as far as logistics are concerned. You're getting more throughput, in other words, getting more containers. We have the potential to get more containers. When you have the potential to get more containers through, it means that the revenue for this company will increase. It means that throughput will increase. You can get more containers coming through. What does that mean? It means that people's jobs are secure. It also means that more jobs will be created. You just need more people if you're getting more containers coming through. It's very logical. It makes a lot of sense. So that's what we've been doing, pre-positioning this port. And I have to say this because the previous mentality, the psychology at the ports was very antagonistic behavior. And I know many of you used to email me and text me before saying, oh, management's like that, management's like this. We need to move away from that way of thinking. And hopefully that way of thinking has slowly crept into your mind, your head, your psychology. Because you've seen the benefits of it. You've seen the benefits of partnering with people who actually have a good track record, who actually are able to pre-position, are able to position Fiji into such a situation where we get good efficiencies, good economies, as opposed to having antagonistic behavior or attitude with the management. The management, and I'm sure this management will and has already brought about that way of thinking, they need to partner with you, you need to work together. But all of you need to also be able to change your mindsets too. We made an announcement about 6 or 9 months ago that we are going to have a similar public-private partnership at our Lotoka Hospital and Bar Hospital. Today, if any one of us sitting here, some of you are more likely to get it and I'm more likely to get it than somebody else, they're more fitter people. If any one of us has a heart attack at the moment, there is not a single Fijian doctor that can carry out open heart surgery. Not a single Fijian doctor. This is the 21st century. When everybody has a mobile phone, everybody can text message. But we do not have a single Fijian doctor that can cut me open, fix up my heart. Why? Because previous governments have not put in place the right measures in place, have not adopted the right technology, have not thought long term. They have not thought about the welfare and the health of our own people. We have doctors that are very lowly paid. A lot of good ones migrated. We, a couple of years ago, gave doctors an 80% pay rise. They've had another pay rise after that. Nurses have been given 80% pay rises. We bring in new technology. Now, one of the reasons why I bring in a public-private partnership at the Lautoka and Ba Hospital is because we need our people, you, to be able to access that level of medical facility now. Just because we've got doctors in Fiji, it doesn't mean they become an open heart surgery overnight. It takes 10, 15 years to become an open heart surgeon. There's a lot of training to go through a number of procedures. In the meantime, what do? Do we wait and let our people die? No. So this is why by bringing in a public-private partnership, it means we'll be able to, and one of the conditions is that whoever comes in needs to provide 24/7 open heart surgery facility available. So anyone, any Fijian, at any time of the day, has a heart attack, if they survive it, they need open heart surgery, they can go to Lautoka and get it. They don't have to go to India, they don't have to go to Australia, they don't have to go to New Zealand or any other country to get an open heart surgery. Now, it also is a requirement that they have to provide chemotherapy, radiation if somebody gets cancer. I see this gentleman here wearing this pink ribbon. It's about breast cancer. There's certain levels of radiation in Fiji that's not available because we don't have the people who know how to operate it. We don't have the trained people. We don't have the machinery. By getting a PPP in the public-private partnership in the medical field, we'll be able to actually get that level of service to our people. But what does it also mean? It means that we have the ability of people to come and set up retirement villages in Fiji. The Japanese have nearly 60% of the population is very old. They need places to go to, countries to go to where there are retirement villages. They retire there, but they need medical facilities. Now they can come and set up here. Our people are very good at looking after elderly people. They're very good at looking after children. There's an elderly population in Australia. They can also come and set up retirement villages here in Fiji. And we have the medical facilities available. What does it mean? It creates jobs. It creates jobs for our people. It creates industry for our people. So we always have to think long term. We always have to think, when we put in place economic strategies in place, we need to think what will be the spillover effect into jobs. Today, 50% of our population is below the age of 27. 50% of our population is below the age of 27. When you have a young population, what does it mean? It means they'll make more babies. Old people like us don't make babies. Young people make babies. So you have a young population with more babies. We need to have more jobs for them. This is why we're investing in primary school, secondary school, our huge focus in that, so they can get trained. So whenever you think about policies, and what we are doing also, ladies and gentlemen, is we're thinking strategically. We don't think up till here, we have to think beyond that. We have to think 5, 10, 15 years time. So what we did with this organization, Aitken Spence, when we called in for public-private partnership, we thought about the long term. Here is one of the largest countries in the South Pacific, a well-educated workforce, everybody speaks English. We are geographically in the hub of the South Pacific. What are we doing to take advantage of it? And this is one of the things that we've done to take advantage of it. To make this port, or if we get a new wharf, which we're also planning to do in the future, to get a modernized wharf, where we have all the facilities available. We have all the dry docks, the slipway, shipbuilding, all of them together, to get all the fishing boats together, where they can also do maintenance and repairs. We strategically located in one place. The enormous potential that's there for us to create jobs and also have economic prosperity is enormous. So that's what we are focused towards, and that's what we need to do, and that's what you need to think about. So our ability to be able to, through this organization, pay you the bonus is the fact that you've partnered with this new way of thinking. So it's congratulations to all of you to be able to achieve that. And I can tell you, if we continue to modernize this company, if we are strategic about it, the economic and financial benefits that you individually get, and we as a country will get, will be enormous. We have to be strategic, we have to be clever, you have to be smart about it, and you have to think long term. Do not fall for short-term ideas. And of course, I do not want to make a political party campaign speech. This is not the place for it. You can ask me questions later on. But what I am asking you to do is essentially you must be able to partner with these kind of strategic companies so we can then think beyond our noses. It made me very sad actually. Today I saw some press release by the Fiji Nursing Association where we went a few months ago, we went and met with all the staff, the doctors, the nurses, and all the staff at Lautoka Hospital, explained to them about this public-private partnership at Lautoka Hospital and Bar Hospital. We said nobody's going to lose their jobs. In fact, they'll be trained, upskilled. You're going to bring in people to do the right thing. And nobody's going to lose their job. You have the option to stay with the PPP, or you can get a job and not get transferred to somewhere else. They all said it was great, wonderful. In the bar, they said exactly the same thing. When we went back again, they said the same thing. Now, when it's election time, suddenly they've issued a statement saying we should not be doing this PPP. We'll lose jobs. What nonsense. What nonsense. You see, you have to be aware of the politicization of economic policies. We need to ensure that we put in place the right economic policies because our objective as a government is we need to create economic prosperity. Today we pay people who are over the age of 65 years old $100 a month as pension. You know, there are many people who live in villages who've never worked for anybody formally. Many people who worked as house girls. People who have been cane farmers or other types of farmers, Yamona farmers, etc. When they don't have FNPF because they've not worked for anybody, you have FNPF. When you get old, when you retire, you have FNPF. But these people don't. So when they retire, when they get older, they have no pension, no FNPF. So we now give them $100. Now we have the ability to do that because we can now afford it as a government. We don't borrow to pay that, we actually make savings. This year we expect to make $1 billion in savings. We started off by paying $30 for those over the age of 70. Then we brought it down to 68, paid $50. Now 65, we're giving you $100. If today, if you earn less than $30,000 a year, your spouse, your wife, your partner, as a child, you get entitled to $1,000 to look after the baby. Now, somebody said to me the other day, he said, oh, in Australia they give $8,000. I said, yeah, but we're not Australia. But at least we've started doing it. Because we have the economic capacity to do it. We have the prosperity to do it. So this is what you need to think about. When you think about, for example, things like living expenses. Today you don't pay for school fees. You don't pay for a bus fare. You don't pay for textbooks. You pay only 50% of the electricity cost. The chairman knows. The chairman is the CEO of EFL. You pay 50% of that. You get free water up to 90,000 litres. You get $1,000 per child. All these amenities are there because we are able to ensure that we have economic prosperity. When this company makes money, they pay tax. When they pay more tax because they're doing more business, we get that money and use it on the people. So that's how the system works. So ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for your contribution. I'd like you to please work together with the management. Let's see each other as colleagues that can better this facility. And I can tell you, we've been speaking to a number of international companies. They see a very bright future ahead of Fiji if the current policies continue, if the current way of thinking continues. If we're all able to partner with that, we can have far greater prosperity and indeed financial well-being for everybody. So Vinaka Makalemu for your contribution, and I wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Thank you.